Hello everyone. So this is going to be a tutorial on how to set up these speakers. They're actually not difficult to set up at all. So I'm going to take it down and then show you how to set it up from if you receive the cart. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes to set up and get everything running, okay? So to begin, there are actually two copies of the same manual because we have two of these MLS1000s by Harbinger. The best pages that I recommend to be on is 4 and 5. That's your quick start guide. And you're gonna see right here, everything you need to start this system is gonna be right here. So it's very user-friendly. I found very little difficulty setting it up and finding out what goes where. So I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to need next. So this is everything that's in the backpack. Besides the bungee cord here, the bungee cord is actually to tie everything up at the end, which I'll show you when we disassemble. But inside the backpack are the two manuals, which I'm not going to take out because you already saw them. Okay. You also have the 30-foot XLR cable for like the microphone or to connect the speakers. I do recommend the 30-foot, which is located with the red tab, to connect the two speakers. You have the 50-foot one, which is seen with the white tab. Then you have a power strip. You have the 100-foot extension cord, which has a yellow tab, and a 50-foot extension cord with the blue tab. And then inside this Audio-Technica bag is a Sennheiser microphone. Sennheiser. Okay, and so that's going to be kept in there, and you should always make sure it's off before, obviously, you turn it on. So that's everything that's in the backpack. So when you initially get the Harbinger cart, as I'm going to call it, it comes with 5 bags. You got the 2 bags here that has the actual speakers in it, 2 each. You have the sound systems in here, and the backpack in the middle. It's kind of wedged in there with the cords, and then the bungee cord wraps it all up. So that's how you should leave it, and that's how you should receive it. Now for your speakers, you have 2, so I'm just going to show you one of them, and they should have 2 speakers each inside the bag. They slide in to make one big speaker, and it's my recommendation that you do that last. So I take these bags, zip them up, and just put them on a table, and do that after you've connected all your cords and everything else. And you'll see why in just a minute. Now with these, you might be tempted to take the backpack out. I don't recommend doing that because last time I did it, it's pretty much wedged in there, and it's very heavy. I think actually these are less heavy than the backpack. So they are conveniently, they conveniently have this flap that you can unvelcro and then just pull the speaker out like that and just set it down. And inside on the pockets are actually the charging cables. So there's one for each one. That's where these go. So those are the only cables that are not in the backpack, the charging ones that go to the sound system. Okay? So I'm gonna get both of them out and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So this is what they look like once you've gotten them out. And you can see I took the power strip and plugged it in. It's not on yet. And I actually plugged in the cords. They go in the back here. So each of them have this, they're exactly the same, right there in the back. And then it's on the on, you should have it off when you first start. And double check, because I saw that some of them weren't the right way. These should all be on the far left, on the off switch. Okay, you don't want those to be moved in any capacity. And once again, yeah, that should be off. Good. So just make sure everything's off before you start it, and we'll do a couple more cables to plug in, and then we'll get the speakers on it. Okay, so this is the next cord you want to have in. So you have sound coming from both the speakers. I do recommend the 30-foot cord between these two, unless you're having a big distance between the two speakers, then you could use the 50-foot cord. But I think it's better to have a longer cord for the mic in case you're walking around. It's obviously situational, but this cord should be in the link out, which I'll turn over right now so you can see. there's link out right there. That's where the first speaker should have the cable plugged into, the XLR cable. Oops, sorry about that. And the second one should be in the link in. Okay, so you want both those to be, you want that cable to go from link out over here to link in over here. And that's the next cable. The next cable, and this is only if you're using a microphone, would be the 50-foot XLR. You want that to be an input 1 on the first speaker. So that's input 1. You want that to be on the first one. And then this other end here is going to go into the microphone. Okay, so I have the cable, and this is the 50-foot XLR cable connected to the microphone. See the white tabs, how they match. And then here we have the red cable for the first speaker and link out. And then it's going to be link in for the second speaker. Okay. I do recommend the 50-foot so you have a lot of space because you don't want that feedback to be happening. Both speakers are still off and the power's off. Let's get this actual speaker part of it on, and then we'll test the sound. So as we see in the bags, we have 2 speakers. You're going to want the one that has these on both ends. That's going to be your bottom one. And obviously the speaker part needs to face out. And if you can see, it just slides in. You just lock it in and you slide it till you hear it click. There it is. That's the first one. See, it's good. Then the second one, okay? And notice that it has a smooth end. That's the top, okay? That slides in. You got to go from the top and just, and sorry, I can't do this one-handed. You have to just slide it in till it locks. And that's why we do that last, because if we're moving the speakers around and moving cables, we really don't want these things to be hitting anything. It can teeter very easily. We don't want that. So that's what you do. And literally, I'm just going to do it on the other side, the same exact thing. So I'll skip that and go to the next one. So now we need to power stuff on. So I'm going to start by powering on our power strip. Okay, now that's on. Now we're going to hit this switch here to turn it on. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, and you should see it light up. There it is. So now we know that's on. And we're going to do this one here, this switch. Let's see if you can get, yep, there you go. And you'll see it light up, which tells us that's on. So notice everything is still off, okay, in terms of volume. That should all be to the left. This is where the Bluetooth comes into play. You're going to hit on, and then you're going to go to your Bluetooth for whatever device you're using. And under Bluetooth, it should say MLS1000. Once you connect it, you're going to be connected to these speakers. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, and it's blinking. I'm going to connect. So after you're connected to Bluetooth, you want a couple things to happen. You need to press the routing here till it says stereo master. And on this one, you need to click linked in. I'm going to turn it up a little bit here, and you should start hearing the music right about now. And that's our sound system. It should be pretty simple after that. You don't really need to mess with it. I would just kind of go around all parts of the room to make sure you can hear it. Okay, so for the microphone, the last thing, obviously it's plugged into input 1. You actually want this lever to be moved to the far left where it says mic, okay? So that should pretty much stay there because I was going to use guitar line. For input 1, that should be mics. And then the reverb just kind of gives you a little bit of an echo, so you can turn that on just a little bit. And once we turn this on, and my microphone's on, you should hear testing. Oh, it's off. Testing, testing. Good morning, good morning. So you can hear the microphone pretty well. Just make sure that line is on mic, otherwise it won't be so loud. And that's it for the speaker system. So thank you so much for watching the tutorial. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. This is not a difficult setup, and it only takes about 10 minutes, maybe 15 to do. It doesn't take a long time to set up, but if you have questions, I'm more than willing to help walk you through the process. Also, make sure you refer to pages 4 and 5 in the quick start part of the manual, and that will pretty much answer most of the questions you have. So thank you so much.